And welcome, guys. I'm really pumped up here. My name is Follow CQ.
And I'm Cassandra Lee, and together we are the Power Couple. We had to do a switcheroo in the middle of our...
I don't know, I normally like this side, you know what I'm saying?
But it's going to be weird because later I have to kind of get on the screen.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm going to need that side.
Let's switch. So, yeah, man, so if you guys are on here early, you know, we're actually giving away a gift, right? The free PDF that you guys can go ahead and grab right over here, right? So if you're here early, congratulations, right? Because this is going to go away in a couple of minutes, right? Because that's what we're doing now, right? So if you guys follow us normally and you guys are always on here, and then you want to make sure you start getting in the habit of coming early, because we're going to have all of these cool gifts for you guys. And guess what? The people who show up late, they getting gifts?
No, man.
We're not getting any gifts,
they're not getting
man.
Nothing.
Right? So what are we going to be talking about? And, you know, why in the world are there people on here, right? Well, actually, I had the privilege to bring out some of my awesome leaders in our own organization and our own team, right? And it's really pumped up because, I mean, how can we possibly teach about team building
without having a team?
Without having a team, right? That'd be kind of funny, right? So
these are some of the people here that we coach, guys, who were once sitting on your end and looking in, watching the trainings, and they said, "Holy crap! This stuff is amazing. I need to learn this. I need to implement this into my life. I need to master these skill sets." And they just became part of our coaching program. Usually, this is not the setup. Usually, it's just us two. But hey, like he said, the cause for it, you know.
Absolutely.
Let's get to it.
So yeah. So I'm really pumped up, right? Why don't we do this real quick, right? By the way, do you guys like the new setup, right? We kind of got rid of the old, and I think this is a better experience.
Yeah. If you like it, put it in the comments below and tell us if you enjoy the page that you're looking at right now. And you know, if you're here for the first time, you probably don't know what we're talking about. But this new look, this live webinar that you're on, never looked like this before, okay? It was a little uglier. This is more fun. I think it's catchy to the eye. And welcome if you're here. And we just are so glad to be here every Thursday, #free workshop Thursdays.
That's right.
And teach you some goodies every single week because we love you guys and we want to see you succeed.
Absolutely.
I'm pumped up. I'm excited. Let's have each one of these guys just come out here, tell them who you are, guys, and I want you to say, you know, what you're excited about and what made you cross over to our coaching program. Go ahead, Trey first.
What's up, guys? My name is Trey, and man, I don't know. I guess I'm most excited about making $1,000 in 90 days. I mean, that's pretty exciting. But the reason I got with them was just because, you know, they're real, they're straight up, you know, and once you get into their training program, it's literally just step by step. Like, it can't be any easier. They break it down in such a way it's just anybody can get it and anybody can get results. Bam.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome, Trey. Thank you. Very cool. And let's have Jenny, right? By the way, Trey's from Texas. Jenny's from California. Go ahead, Jenny. Go ahead.
Hey guys, my name is Jenny, and well, if you're here, I want to say thank you because you're about to learn a lot of new things that you can implement in your business if you already own one. And the reason why I decided to join the Power Couple is because I really felt their energy come through when they spoke. I don't know if you can feel it, but they're pretty straightforward with the things they say, and they've helped me a lot. Like actually just being out here, progress for me. So, I mean, if I can do it, that I work a full time, you can too. So I recommend that you do.
Bam, very good. All right, let's have Skye. Go ahead, Skye. Come on out here. Skye's from Pennsylvania. Do your thing, man.
What's going on, guys? My name's Skye. I gotta say, I'm really excited just to be sitting here today in front of all you guys. This is pretty quite awesome how they got it set up. But today you're going to learn some awesome stuff, and so get your notebooks ready, take some notes, and let's go.
Awesome. Very nice, man. I just love that all of you are here tonight. You guys are just, you know, an inspiration to a lot of the people out there. And, guys, if you're here, I want to let you know, I want to know if I'm talking to the right group of people. So I'm going to just really quick share, if you're here, it's probably because you have had a team or you've gotten people into your team and you've never seen anybody, you know, kind of have a significant result. Or people join, and then little by little they end up quitting. I can't tell you how many times my husband and I have gotten on a coaching call with some of our members, and one of the things that we'll ask them is, well, how many people have you personally brought in since you started your business? And what they would say is, you know, I'm just going to throw any number out there, 10 people. And we would go, well, how many of those people are actually active? And immediately, they would go, one of them, 3 of them, right? It would go significantly lower, okay? Significantly lower. And Jenny, can you? There you go. All right, so it would go significantly lower. And why is that such a problem? Okay, well, that was just one hint. The second thing we would do is we actually surveyed our whole list, right? A bunch of network marketers. We have over 3,000 people on our list, and we asked each one of them. We said, hey, you know, what is the 2 biggest challenges you're having in your business? And the first one was getting people to join. And the second one was keeping the people that joined. And I want to let you know, it's like the saying, right? It's easy getting to the top. It's harder to stay there. And if you don't understand some of the principles that we're going over tonight, you are going to find it very difficult staying where you are. Why is this a problem? Well, think about it. Let's say Paolo and I get into business, and we get these 3 people here, and they get in. Our commission obviously goes up. What happens? They all drop out. What happens to us? We have to then replace these people, and we're constantly rechasing our commission, trying to maintain a level. And what is the lifespan of a network marketer?
The lifespan of a network marketer, if you're listening and you're taking notes, is 2 to 5 months, which kind of makes you go say, oh my goodness, that's the reason why Tommy quit. Oh my goodness, that's the reason why Suzanne quit. Because look, the moment people get into your business, not all of them are vampires like you, okay? Not all of them are Super Saiyans like you guys are, okay? If you guys are on here, it's because you guys are special, right? It's because you care about your team and you're looking to grow your team. And I want to let you know you're at the right place at the right time. And I also want to let you know, right, they're just not like you. Their average span is a lot less than yours, right? Because you're above average, right? If you're on here, it's because you're above average, right? So you have to understand that people need to see results, right? And it doesn't have to be a commission result, right? It can be a result in the transformation in their life, right? Their thinking, right? Their mindset, right? It could be a small, insignificant result, but the problem is, right, the problem, which we're going to be sharing with you, happens to be that when people get into your team, there's no strategy to go about it, right? You know, I remember when I actually got into network marketing when I was 19 years old. Actually, she recruited me. That's kind of funny, right? She kind of recruited me in there, right? We're going like really slow. I'm not sure if we're lagging, right? But, you know, she actually recruited me, and, you know, I remember saying, so what's the strategy? You know?
I didn't know any of the stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah.
It was him and his best friend.
Yeah, she got his boats in, right? She's actually really good at doing that, right? But the problem was that we were not as good as she was, right? Which basically means that we didn't have the same level of skill set, right? And this is going to get into the first law, which is the law of duplication, right?
Cool. So before you get into that, guys,
I'm not even going to get into this yet. Yeah.
Write this down: the 4 laws of building a profitable team, so you know exactly what it is that we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, right? So it leads into the first law, which is the law of duplication, right? Which is basically what everybody's looking for. You know, I've talked to a lot of people who've built teams, right? And people who make good money, but they're suffering from attrition rate, right?
Yes.
Which means, you know, obviously we all get into network marketing, right? Because we're promised this residual income, right? It's like, oh man, you just get in, man. You know, you'll get paid for life, right? But in reality, it's not even called. It shouldn't even be called residual income. It should be called productive income, right? Because it's really based on your team members, right? If they're not getting any results and they're not in an activity of producing, right, and taking action, they're not going to pay their subscription. They're not going to pay their auto ship. And what happens to your business? Your volume goes down, and if your volume goes down, your commissions and your residual income goes down with it, right? So you guys are on here, and that's what we're going to discuss, the law of duplication. So what the hell did we do, right? When we got in here, we did exactly what people told us to do, right? Which was really no strategy behind it. Also, what did I do? I'll just talk to
everyone.
Just talk to everyone in the world, okay? Just go ahead and do that. There's so many people in the world. Who doesn't want to make money? who doesn't want to have their own business, right? This is so, and yes, it's true, right?
My favorite question is, how many, I mean, all you need is 3 people. How many of you know 3 people?
Yeah,
and everyone's like, I do, right?
And you know what? Yeah, exactly, right? And we get in this, right? So what we did one day, right, we're like, okay, I guess this is what the strategy is, right? We went to the mall, and we literally walked around, and we surveyed people to get leads, right? I mean, we would go to the mall, and we say, hey, excuse me, hey, are you guys there? Hey, my name is, hey, we just had a quick couple of questions.
We were the power couple then, right?
Yeah, we didn't know any of this stuff, right? And by the way, we're not very smart people, I don't think, right?
Yeah.
So which means that you don't actually have to do this, right? Anyways, yes, Trey said everyone in arm length, right?
Yeah.
What's that called?
That's like the 2-foot rule. Some companies call it different, but if anyone is 2 feet by you, immediately you have to give an invite.
I just wanted a hug. That's
all. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But if they're literally 2 feet in front of you, to give the invite, right? Whichever sales script pitch that you had to do it within 2 feet. And I thought that was hilarious, because then what happens? Everywhere they go, the first thing that's on their mind is what? That looks like a potential prospect.
Yeah.
Oh, that person will be great on my team.
Real funny, right? It's actually really funny, right? So anyways, we would go up to these random people, and then we would call them, and they would be really pissed off, and they'd be like, they're like, who is this? I'm like, oh, remember the guy that did the survey? Yeah, hello, click. Hey, remember the guy that did the survey? Stop effing calling me, okay? I already told you I don't want to be in this business, all right? I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's a scam, okay? Click. And I was getting all of this rejection, and I'm like, well, isn't this funny, right? They're telling me to do the strategy, right? But how come it's not working, right? Now, are we saying it doesn't work? No, we're not saying it doesn't work. Obviously, that we would be lying.
It just takes forever.
Yeah. And it just doesn't work as good as it used to back then, because forms of communication have changed, right? Now you have the internet, right? And that's what we want to share with you. We want to share with you we're not going to tell you, hey, just go get people. We're actually going to break this down into laws, into principles that we personally learned, right? It actually, we spend like over thousands of dollars getting this education, right? Traveling to the seminar and learning it from somebody who actually has built an organization over hundreds of thousands of people. And our vision in Power Quantum is to have 100 six-figure earners, right?
Yes.
So don't be shocked when the people on this panel, right, actually happen to be our next six-figure earners, right?
Woo!
Don't be shocked that when you make a decision by the end of the night, right, and you decide to just maybe get in or whatever the case is, that you might be the next six-figure earner, because that's what our vision is, right? We want to help as many people as possible achieve what they really want. And whether you're here for the training, or whether you're here because you just like us, or whether you're here because you're always here and you're always stealing information and you just don't get in, right? It's totally cool. This stuff is going to change your life, and you're going to be blown away when you understand how this works.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So let's get right into it. The law of duplication, guys. This is, without duplication, don't expect to have an organization. Don't expect to have a business. If you can't get your team to duplicate, you will always be stuck. Well, now the question comes, how do I get them to duplicate? Now, some of you already have a team, so you're ready to juice this up. Some of you don't have a team yet, and I want to let you know that if you master these skill sets, that by the time you do, you won't have to experience a lot of the hardship that most people do in this industry, okay? So how do we get people to duplicate? Let's talk about that.
Okay, so this is a really tricky one, okay? So I want you guys to pay. I'm sorry, the dog. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare the dog. No, now the dog is actually down here. She got scared. I clapped by accident, and I woke some people up because some of you guys are distracted, right? But now you're up. Anyways, this is a tricky one, right? Actually, when we got started, we started with a couple of people, right? Mm-hmm. And now we've been able to sponsor over 120 people all through the internet, okay? This has nothing to do with what we did in the beginning, okay? But in the beginning, we got this group of people, and then we were telling all of them, like, hey, man, we know how to do this. We know how to get leads, man. If you just do A, Y, and Z, if you just do A, B, C, D, you're going to get the same results, man, right? And the problem with this, right, is that one, not everybody is as talented as you are, okay? Because I believe that everybody who's on here is talented. And I want you guys to pay attention. And because you're talented and you're gifted, right, it doesn't mean that everyone else is going to come out the gate like that, right? Like the stupidest thing is, oh, I'm just going to sponsor leaders. There's no such thing, right? You have to build people up. Like you see Jenny, Jenny over here, she's having massive breakthroughs, and she's stepping into herself. She's stepping into a new person. And she had, we're building Jenny up from the ground up, right? She's a perfect example. But don't be surprised when this girl right here, she's 20 years old, she's doing things that a lot of 20-year-olds are not surprised. Well, going back to what I was saying, right? So we got our group, and we were telling them what to do, exactly what we were doing, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't take action. They weren't taking action. They weren't making sales. And if they were taking action, they were complicating what we said. So when it comes to the law of duplication, your team has to have the ability to leverage your skill set. So one of the things that we do in Power Quantum here is because we know we've been this, right? We've been in here for quite a while now. Not even really long. How long?
Been in what?
On the internet.
About a year.
About a year, right? And because we have credibility, we've gotten results, right? Now what we basically do is we have our team promote us, right? And when they promote us, we're not only are they going to be learning, right? Not only are they going to be learning, but at the same time, we're going to help them make sales. So they're learning and earning at the same time, right? And in the process of doing that, right? In the process of doing that, I'm getting them to take action at the same time, and I'm getting them to market, right? It's the most brilliant thing in the world, right? Because what people need to do is they need to see results, right? And if you're going to complicate it, if you're going to tell them to go out and do something, they're going to get frustrated. They're going to get pissed off, right? So what did Jean-Pierre do? I'm sorry, his name's not Jean-Pierre. Let's call him let's just call him Bob, right? What did Bob do when he got in?
Bob, he did nothing.
But we told him what to do, right?
Right, but he would do nothing. Why? Because it was just information overload. See, one of the ways that you start developing duplication, one of the ways that you get this law to finally work on your behalf is to have a weekly pattern, okay? If you got the PDF that we have here, you'll notice that there's a timeline. If you haven't gotten it, that thing is going down very soon. So go ahead and click right over there. You'll get the PDF, and one of those things on that timeline is a weekly pattern. But not just any weekly pattern. You're probably saying, well, what the hell does that mean? Well, take notes right now. A weekly pattern that gets your team to meet, right? To what's the word I'm looking for? Congregate, right? To get together, right? And at the same time, there is you training them, teaching them, but they also bring an audience. And what happens? They're learning and they're earning at the exact same time, guys. Learning and earning at the exact same time. Why is this powerful? Well, a lot of people do this. Hey, look, I'm going to show you what you need to do, okay? And you just got to do it. You know what? I'll do it with you. Come, let's go. One by one. Yeah. And when they go out and do this, what happens? This person has someone and say, hey, just get them on the phone with me. Get them on the phone with me. And they do literally all the work without teaching a single thing to the person, and they're constantly using all of their time literally just for one person at a time. See, you want to create duplication without holding anyone's hand.
Yeah.
You want to create duplication by pushing, training, leading, challenging, and literally it forces people to take action. If they want to start seeing results, they know they have to take what they learned on the weekly pattern and get people to it.
Oh, man, that's some good stuff, man.
That's amazing.
That's some good stuff right there, right? So to really summarize this up, right, this principle, I want you guys to just imagine this for a second, right? When I was actually running a martial arts school when I was 19 years old, I got the opportunity to actually work with my wife, right? She taught me a lot of the things that I now know today, right? So women are powerful, right? Women are powerful, awesome people, right? Jenny, you're awesome, by the way, right? Anyways, right, I was actually, the moment, right, here's what happened. I was an instructor, but the funny thing is that I was a yellow belt. I was like a white belt or something, right? And she was a black belt. Now imagine this. I had to go in front of a room and teach people, right? Now let me ask you something. How many people are honestly going to listen to what a white belt has to say? Right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's karate, right? They have like these belt things, and white belts happen to be beginner. It's a beginner level, right? Yeah, exactly, right? And how many people are actually going to listen to me, right? On top of that, am I really going to feel confident, right? So immediately, I had to leverage her credibility. I had to leverage her skill sets, right? So what she would do in the beginning of the class is that she would introduce me, right? She would introduce me to the whole class, and she would say, hey, guys, we have a new instructor. He's awesome. He's great. And he's going to be teaching the class, right? But not, he's just going to be walking around, right? And I would walk around, right? So I would walk around the whole class, right? And then she would teach the class. But in the process of doing that, I was literally automatically gaining credibility with the kids, with the students, and I was gaining influence. And because I gained influence, I started getting them to do things that that as an instructor I would have never been able to do unless I got her, right? I got to leverage her skills, right? So law of duplication, right? Learn, do, teach at the same time. And
this is the formula. Go into that.
Yeah. And I remember those kids were so mean. I remember one time
not all of them.
I had like a pimple on my face, right? And kids are just honest, right? we used to do these little mat chats. All right, kids, come over here, and we would do today's word of the day is leadership, right? And then one day I had like this pimple sticking out of my face, and then one of the kids, I'm like, so guys, who remembers what the word is? Ew! Ew, what is that on your face? And I was like, oh my God, really embarrassed, by the way, right?
I used to have buck teeth, so they would always ask me, can I touch your teeth? They're so big. I used to get so embarrassed by these kids, man. But it's fun. It's fun, right?
And that's how one of our members in Power Quantum, who's never really earned money on the internet in her business, she got to do it, and she got to do it as we were teaching her. And she made money that way, right? And we got it to take action, right? We got it to take action. And how does she do that? Because of this, right?
Absolutely.
Because of this.
Look, guys, this formula right here is the formula that will get anybody to start making moves in your team. Learn, do, teach at the same time. A lot of people have it as, hey, learn something first. Once you learn it, once you internalize it, then do it. And once you've done it and you've seen results, then teach it. No. It's learn, do, teach at the exact same time. Here's why. You internalize the information way faster, and it allows you to get results much faster. I mean, my father, every time he would teach me a new karate move, immediately he would say, now go teach 3 people. And I'd be like, okay, and I would go to school and I would say, hey, look what I learned in karate. Like, I literally applied this concept. My father taught me at a young age, and I would get more insight about a front kick, which is one of the most basic kicks that you learn when you first start martial arts. Learn, do, teach. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, what do I train my team on? What is it that I'll teach them on a weekly pattern? Am I even qualified for this? Look, you are qualified because you have a dream. If you have a dream and you're actually made the decision to actually go get it, you are qualified. You are more than enough qualified. But now you're probably saying, what do I teach? What do I teach on these trainings? Well, look, guys, you need to have a system in place. And if you are having a difficult time getting people in, you don't want to teach them the same difficulties, right? You want to teach them stuff that actually works, which we teach in Power Quantum. We already have a weekly pattern. We already have something set up that you can bring your team on, and we train them, and all you have to focus on is leading, and eventually you can do the training because you're learning what we're already talking about. So if you're not sure what to do, stick to the end. We may have something for you that's going to help you get more insight on what it is you want to start teaching and talking about within your team. Does that make sense?
No, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for covering that.
Awesome.
That's really good stuff. Yeah, I learned that, right? Learn, do, teach, right? Normally when you go to school, right, it's the opposite, right? You go to college, you get like information overload, right? And then you get the bachelor's degree, right? And then you actually go and take action on it. And then this is the funny part, right? By the time that you graduate and you have your degree, right? By the way, nothing against us, education, and you have a degree here, totally cool. I think it's awesome things because you know what? Heck, if something's wrong with my brain, I want the best doctor, right? I believe in education. Trust me, I'm not knocking it, right? But I'm just trying to make a point here, right? So you go to school, right? Then you get your degree, and then you finally take action. Now, the funny thing is that by the time you take action, that information that you learn is already outdated. It's outdated, which means that now you have to learn something new, right? And now it becomes like information overload because you didn't do it at the same time, right? So let's break those patterns that my wife said, and let's learn, do, teach. I guarantee it's the fastest way to become an expert.
Absolutely. All right, let's go on to the next law, baby. What's the next law?
Oh, absolutely. The next law happens to be
the law of production, guys.
Oh, yeah, this is really good.
Okay? So duplication obviously comes from production, but there needs to be, what is duplication, right? It's like enhancing what is already in your teammate and building off of that. A lot of people think that duplicating is making more of yourself. Oh, that is the worst thing to do. Okay, that is the worst thing to do because, I mean, everyone on this panel has their own uniqueness, their own set of skills, their own talents, their own gifts, everything. And if I were to tell them, hey, do it exactly how I'm doing, like talk the way I talk, promote the way I promote, no. What we do here is we say, hey, do these steps with your own personality. I don't say, hey, put my face on it, just copy this video and do exactly this. No. Why? Because Trey is a freaking creative dude. He's funny as heck. Jenny is such a strong, inspirational woman who's going to lead a lot of people. Skye has a lot of passion, a lot of passion that will grow and really just spread like a wildfire. And all of them, I've noticed just by talking with them, the different skill sets that they have. And there's probably a lot more that I don't even know because I'm still getting to know them. But it would be a disservice for us to say, do it exactly like us. Go find a significant other, get them on board, and do this exact same thing. No, because duplication starts from where they are and building off of it. Production is when they go out and they actually are doing, right? Producing. Producing creates duplication.
Absolutely. There's 6 things on this, right?
Go ahead, go for it.
Cool. So here's the deal, right? This is going to blow your mind because this has to go back with learn, do, and teach, right? What I'm going to share with you is 6 things right now, right, from this law of production that's going to blow your mind.
Woo!
It's the reason why Power Quantum is going to reach over 1,000 members, right? And it doesn't matter if it hasn't happened yet. It's already happened in my mind, right? It's already in my mind because I already see it, and I know that with these principles, it's already happening, right? What we're building here, what that tribe is going to, it just has this fire, right? Because that tribe, right, is going to go out there and do the same thing we're doing, and it's going to grow really big. I mean, I really believe Power Quantum is going to be worldwide, right? Because that's my vision. That's what I see, right? So the people on this panel are like literally co-founders, right? That's how you want to look at it. Well, anyways, right, the first law happens to be selling, okay? You see, selling is crucial, right? Because if you're not selling, you're not making any money, right? You know, a lot of people do these training, do these all these trainings, and then it's like, you know, at least sell something, and they're like, no, I'm just gonna do training to teach, and then it's like, what are you gonna teach people? How to be broke? Like, you gotta sell something. You know, you can't just be doing free training. And how attractive is that? Like, honestly, right? Hey, come check out my webinar. I'm just gonna be training for free on how to do nothing because I'm broke, right? That's not cool, right? You want to sell something if you're going to do training, right? Kind of like you guys are on here, and some of you guys know where we're going with this. You know, some of you guys know exactly where we're going with this, and by the end of this training, you're just going to make the decision to get in because you need exactly what we have. And I'm not just saying that from an arrogant way. I'm just saying that sometimes the only thing that's really missing, it's that little puzzle piece, right? It's that puzzle piece that if you put it together, everything just makes sense. Well, anyways, right? So selling. The next thing that you actually need to understand to do is upsell. Okay. Now, some of you guys have the opportunity to do that in your business, and some of you guys don't, right? But upselling is basically making more, basically something called lifetime value, right? So every member that you bring into your team has a lifetime value, okay? Which means that you can actually potentially make more money or commissions, right, from your team members, right? Whether it's through their efforts, whether it's through other stuff that they can buy, right? Or whether it's just, aligning their efforts with yours so you can go out there and create more stuff, right? So upselling. Okay, the third thing happens to be promoting, right? So promoting. The next thing is promoting. And the reason why you want to promote, some of you guys are saying, well, what should I promote, right? You got to be promoting the next the next event, right? Because events change lives, right? So if you guys have ever been to a company event, right? Events is where your beliefs change. If you want your team to stick with you, if you want your teams to actually break through, you have to get to events. Like, I can promise you right now, okay, if any of you guys don't go to an event, all right, you guys will not be making any money, and I promise you, you will not have a breakthrough in your business. because you need to get to events to shift your mindset on when you can start believing. Let me give you an example, okay? When I first got online, I used to think making $25 was really hard. And the reason why is because my belief couldn't adapt. I couldn't get it, right? I couldn't get it. Then we went to an event, and then we saw people.
Oh my gosh.
Who we looked at each other, oh hell no.
Honestly, we had the biggest mental shift at every single one of the events, but our first one was like the biggest mental shift. And I'm going to tell you what it was because I love sharing this story. Is it okay if I share this story really quick?
Go for it.
This was the biggest mental shift that I got at one of our first events when we first started learning these stuff. And the lady said, you know, she said, how many of you guys make your decisions based off of what's in your bank account? And Balu and I looked at each other like, what does she mean? You know, like, what does that even mean? And she's like, no, like, if you want to go do something that you're truly excited about, or you just want to go do something, and you look at your bank account to see if it's even possible. And the whole room rolls their hand, and they're like, of course, duh. Like, everyone bases their decisions off of what's in their bank account. If it doesn't permit, I can't do it, right? And she's like, that's where you go wrong. And we were like, huh? She's like, it's until you live your life making decisions based off of what's in your heart, money will then follow. And my mind went, like, that was the first day of the event. Not even the second day, not the first day. And immediately a mental shift happened. See, the whole good thing, the best part about events is not only do you get breakthroughs, not only do you understand more, network more, but what happens is as a team leader, you use events as leverage to promote a team culture. Okay, you use it as leverage to promote a team culture. In fact, this is in the PDF, so you can go ahead and check that out. Okay?
Yeah. So if you're not going to events, guys, I can promise you,
you're just not gonna get it.
If you don't do it, even if you do start making some money, right, that's as far as you're gonna go. Because to be honest with you, if you really want to hit those levels where you're making a lot of money, you need to have team culture, right? And if you don't have team culture, your business is gonna. Because I promise you that the people that you bring into your business, they probably don't believe the way you do, right? Even if you are really good at believing and you're really good, right? What happens then is this, right? If you're not bringing your team to events, they're going to quit. They're going to quit. They're going to quit because they need to keep seeing other people succeeding. They need to keep seeing the new guy succeeding, right? They need to keep seeing that if that little midget, right? By the way, nothing against midgets, right? I meant to say it. Oh, man, this almost messed me up. Hey, forgive me. I didn't mean to say that, right? But look, listen. I love people, right? I love people. Not at all offended. Just want to make that clear.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, cool, right? But if you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever like saw that person and you're like, hold on, you're telling me that guy got with that girl? No. It can't be. That guy is married to that girl, right? And you're like, holy crap, what am I doing? I'm over here depressed because I think nobody loves me, and this guy over here is an ugly-looking guy, but he's with that beautiful girl, right? Kind of like this relationship, just playing around, right? But look, listen, you got to get to events because it makes your team believe, right? That's the reason why everybody on here needs to go out to events, right? You have to go to an event. You have to go to an event, and you have to go to the event because if you don't go, your team will only do exactly what you do.
Bam.
And if you're not going to an event, I promise you, no matter how passionate you are, no matter how you motivate them, they will eventually start getting old because they need to see other people succeed.
Yes.
All right, so the next thing that I want to cover happens to be downline production, okay? Downline production. Yesterday, we had one of our team members who's never succeeded, never really made money online, create 2 sales in 60 minutes, right? Now, what does that do? That gets the team pumped up and fired up, right? You see, right after that event, right, people left, our team members left, and they're like, hey, I'm getting 15 sales, I'm getting 5 sales, I'm getting 10 sales, right? And what does that do? It creates downline production, right? Which means that if people are producing in your downline, you're making money, your team is sticking around longer, and you are going to blow this up, okay? You're going to blow this up, okay? So the next thing is building culture, right?
Building culture.
Yeah. Cool. And then obviously you do that through here. And then the last thing is happens to be Training, right? Training.
So all of this is done at once. What all of these steps are saying is basically one leads into the other. Can you just look through the comments, see if there's anything that we need to answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's usually one leading into the other. As Fallow's checking the comments out, what I wanted to tell you is this, right? When you're training, you're selling. Good, you can move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're selling, you're training. Look at this, okay? When you're training your team, you're selling. When you're selling, you're training your team, okay? You gotta leave it here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Did I mess it up? Let me just make sure that you're good.
I'm pretty sure we're good now.
Boom.
He's so touchy on the screen.
I was.
So, okay, now when you're getting your team to promote, what happens? They begin to have what? Downline production. When they start promoting, what happens is downline production. And then what happens here is that you start building what? Culture. You start building culture because everyone is now cohesively moving towards one direction. Especially, guys, listen, especially when you have a team event going on, okay? When there's an event going on, you use that as leverage. You say, hey, guys, by this event, we all need to be at this level of income. We all need to show up with this amount of people. We have 90 days to do that. Let's start, selling like crazy. Let's start getting everybody to these trainings like crazy. And what happens? A culture gets built. Momentum gets built. Team duplication, production, everyone is moving. If you apply this, the likelihood of people quitting will be so much less than the people who are staying. Right now, all of you are mostly experiencing people staying. You want more people staying than they are leaving. This is called attrition rate. You need to start learning about these things and treating your business like a business, okay? So if you have any questions so far about this, again, you're probably saying, what am I training on? What am I selling? I don't understand. How do I get it. I get how the concept works, but I'm not sure how to implement it into my business. I want to let you guys know that this is all going to make sense at the end, because a lot of you have to try to figure this out by yourself, and you're saying, this is hard. I don't know if I can figure this out of myself. If only I can have the power couple kind of guide me through this. There's exactly a way to do that, and we're going to show you how we're going to guide you through it. Let's move on to the next law, babe.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Cool, awesome. So the next law happens to be the coolest law in the whole wide world, right? And we're just going to call it law, and then at the end of the whole thing, we're going to tell you what that law is.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
You weirdo.
Unless you want to write it down.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'll go for it. So she'll write it out. She'll write it out, right? But if you're getting massive value, right, you can go ahead and put it in the comments, right? And if you guys are saying, holy crap, what is this about? How can I get? You telling me that I can learn this stuff and make money at the same time? Well, yeah, that's exactly what one of our team members did. Right, and she was able to do that in 60 minutes, right? She got 2 sales, and she learned. And you want to do those 6 things because they're just awesome, okay? So the next thing is the law of Big Mo and taprooting. Why don't you talk about it? I love when you talk about it.
Absolutely. Hey, guys.
I want you to share that awesome story that you always share with me right before I go to sleep.
Okay, cool. All right, so look, guys, the law of Big Mo and taprooting, okay? This is what gets your people, right, your team, right, your culture to just continue to ride, okay? If you guys are probably saying, what is Big Mo? Big Mo, let me introduce you to who Big Mo is. And once you introduce yourself to Big Mo, you want to become awesome friends with Big Mo. Of buds, okay? Big Mo stands for momentum. And when you have momentum hanging out in your team, you become unstoppable. I want you to understand this. You become unstoppable. You become unstoppable. This is probably the best thing you'll ever learn if you get this concept correctly, okay? When Big Mo's created, you have to first understand how to create Big Mo. And you create it by doing the law of duplication, production. Those 6 steps will then create Big Mo. How do you ride Big Mo? Okay, let me talk about this for a second. I want you to tell you this quick story. My husband loves this story, right?
I do love it.
All right, there's these 2 frogs.
She actually tucks me in the bed, and then she told me that story.
Okay, no, don't, not like that. No, I don't. All right, listen. So it's these two frogs, okay? And they're brothers. And one frog says to the brother, and he says, you know what, let's go on an adventure. And the frog is like, what do you mean on an adventure? He's like, well, let's go past those bushes. We never go past them. And the brother frog looks at his, brother, and he's like, we're going to get in so much trouble. He's like, it's okay, let's just have some fun. So they go, and they decide to go on this adventure together, these two frogs, right, who are brothers. And they're hopping around, they're having a good old time. They end up hopping so much as they're not looking at the direction they're headed. They're hopping, they're laughing, and they end up jumping into a bucket of cream. And they're in, and they're like, whoa, what is this? They taste it. They're like, oh my goodness, this tastes so good. And they start swimming, splashing, right? They're having a good old time. They're burping and all. And by the end, they're full. They're like, you know what? Let's go home. We've been out way too long. Let's go home. And so they look at each other and they're like, sure. And they try to get out of the bucket, but they can't seem to climb up because it's slippery. Nor is there anything on the bottom for them to really put their legs used to hop out, right? And so they said, man, it was a lot easier getting in than it was getting out. So they decide they're going to just try and find a way out. They're trying and trying, but they're not making anything happen. And one brother decides and says, you know what? Let's just face our motherland with what dignity we have left and die here.
And some of you guys have been acting like that, right? Like, oh, this probably doesn't work, and then you're going to a different deal thinking it's the deal that's wrong, but it's actually you, right? And she's going to explain that in a second.
And then the one frog goes, what? Die? No, man. Don't you believe in miracles? And the brother goes, miracles? There's no miracles in the life of a frog. And immediately he's like, what are you talking about? Don't you remember when we were tadpoles and we didn't even have legs and we just hoped to have legs just so we can touch land? The same thing can happen now. And the brother's like, nodding his head, and he just stares at his motherland, and he begins to sink to the bottom and die.
Wow.
And the other brother's like, I am not going to die here. I am going to find a way. And what does he start doing? He starts swimming. He starts swimming, and he's swimming in these endless, pointless, unending circles that are going absolutely nowhere other than the same spot he was just in. But he just keeps swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming. Nothing is being shown of the evidence of what his swimming is doing. It looks pointless. It looks ridiculous, but he just keeps doing. He just keeps doing. And suddenly his legs start getting tired, and the only thing he can think of is his brother's voice. There's no miracles in the life of a frog. And he starts asking himself, was my brother right? Am I swimming for nothing? Is this pointless? Maybe I should give up. And he continues a little further until literally his legs just wouldn't move. And it stops. And he realizes he's not sinking. And he's looking around, and he's like, why am I not sinking? And he extends his foot, and he feels something extremely hard. And he's like, whoa, what is this? And two things happen. Number one, extreme sadness because his brother died here. The second thing was, holy crap, I'm getting out of here. And he pushes off of that solid thing and heads back home. Now, what was that solid thing? By all the swimming that he did, it churned butter. And he was able to hop out. The moral of the story is the problem is not the actions. It's the people that don't keep doing them. And if you lead this with your team, you will ride Big Mo. If you constantly tell your team, keep going, just keep going. You may not see a sale yet. You may not see a result just yet, but you keep going. You keep going. You keep going. You keep going. Now what happens, of course, they're going to have some internal self-talk, and it's going to be limiting. It's going to be doubtful. this is when this principle comes in. It's called taproot. Go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah. That's awesome, right?
I'm gonna get one.
So here's the deal, right? We have somebody on our team, right, who's been with us for a while, right, and she's never really made a sale. Now, yesterday, one of our team members who just got in, right, made 2 sales, okay, and what that did all of a sudden is that it did taprooting, right, which means that what happens is that when your teams are not getting any results, right, don't bother calling them, right? If they're not, don't bother calling them and try to motivate them, right? But what you do is you get somebody else to get a result, and when that happens, all of a sudden, that person gets fired up and says, "Oh hell no! Oh hell no! That girl just got in and she made 2 sales." And what happens is that this is better than you being on your team, right? If you're on your team, right, this is exactly what I would do with my friend Bob, right? His name is not really Bob, but I don't want to use his real name. And Bob, I was like, Bob, man, I'm getting results, dude. Just do the damn thing, you know? And Bob's like, no, man, you know, I'm depressed. I'm not going to do this stuff, right? I don't believe in it anymore, right? And how we got them, right? How do you get your team members to produce, right? Or how to get them to reignite themselves is by taprooting, right? Let's say, for example, right? I'll give an example. Hey, Trey, are you there? Can you unmute yourself for a second?
I am now unmuted.
Okay, cool. How many sales are you going to be making next week? How many sales are you making?
5 sales.
5 sales, okay? 5 sales, right.
Do you know that most people only make 5 sales in like a month, like ever, sometimes within a course of 3 months, and you're going to do it in 1 single week?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. Well, anyways, right? So he's going to make 5 sales, right? I really believe you are, man. You're going to do it. Let's say when he brings those 5 people in, right? Let's say Trey all of a sudden stops promoting. He gets depressed, and he just stops. By the way, this is just an example, right? Let's say Trey over there, he just stops promoting. Now, even though he stopped promoting, right? His downline, right? His downline, he's brought 5 people in, okay? And this is called the Jesus effect, right? I learned this when I went to an event, and if I would have never gone to an event, I would have never been able to teach it to you. And if I would have never gone to an event, then I would have never really I would have never been confident here saying that you guys are going to have the ability to make $10,000 in the next 90 days. Income disclaimer, results are not typical if you don't take action, okay? But anyways, I learned this at an event, right? And that's why you need to go to an event. Anyways, so Trey brings in 5 people in his down.
Trey. This is his, tree of life. And these are the people he brought in. So what does he do?
So what I do is that if I want to motivate Trey, right, and I don't want him to quit, if I don't want Trey to quit, here's what I'll do. I'll reach out to the person all the way down on his downline. Fired, he's fresh. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get him hyped up, I'm going to get him excited, and I'm going to say, hey, dude, man, if you bring 10 people to a webinar, I'm going to close those people out for you, and I'm going to make you at least 5 sales. He goes out and takes action. He brings 5 people. I make him money, right? And what happens is now Trey automatically gets a notification saying, hey, your team just got bigger. And he's like, what the hell? How did my team get bigger if I stop promoting this and I don't really believe this anymore? And all of a sudden, he receives a commission from his team member 5 levels down, right? And he's like, whoa. So what does this do automatically?
It gets everyone from here up excited because they're the newest, freshest person, and they go, holy crap, that person that just started, I've been here for a few months and I haven't seen a thing, that person, that's what it is. It's called tap rooting. You tap from the bottom, from the root, and it just goes do. Yeah. That's what happens.
And now Trey's going to be making money. So why in the world would anyone want to quit when you're making money, right? So now I got Trey fired up, and at the same time, right, he can't even quit because he's actually making money. If he quits, he's going to lose out on that commission, right? Really powerful stuff, and I would have never learned that if I didn't go to an event, right? Because events change your life. Excuse me. Right? So here's what we're going to do, right, guys? There's like one more law, right?
One more law, guys. One more law.
And by the way, some of you guys are, I actually found this, right? Let me not show you the numbers because then you guys are going to be acting weird, right? Right? But I'll just, like these, you know, like these things, right? What are these plastic things called, right? They're called credit cards, right? And some of you guys already have your credit card on the laptop, and you're saying, man, I know exactly what's happening now.
I need to buy.
I need to get something, right? And you know what, guys? Honestly, there's nothing that you can buy. So the people who are getting like nervous and saying, oh my goodness, like I'm so afraid to buy. You shouldn't be afraid to buy. You should be afraid that you're scared to buy. And let me tell you why, right?
Oh, that rhymes.
Because when you resist to buy, right, you attract who you are. And if you're constantly afraid to buy, the people who are going to come to you, they're not going to buy from you, and you're going to be okay with it. And why are you going to be okay with it? Because you are okay with yourself, right? This is information, education that you need. You need this, because if you didn't need it, you wouldn't be on my list. Right. If you didn't need this, you would have never subscribed and become a member, right?
You wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, exactly. So the people who've watched up to this point, don't try to tell me that you're not wanting to buy. You want to buy the things that we have to offer, and you want to buy them all of the time. And if you don't want to buy them, that's totally fine, right? We're not going to put a gun to your head, but we are going to let you know that if you don't buy today, you're going to be losing out on a lot of bonuses, okay? But forget the bonuses. What you're really going to lose out on is the ability to build an organization the way Power Quantum is headed in, right?
Yes.
We are going to build an organization of over 1,000 members who are all producing, and 100 of those members are going to be six-figure earners, okay? I don't care, I've set my intention. I don't care how long it takes, but I know how we're running our business, we're going to be able to do it way faster than you. And it's not because we're better than you. It's because we decided to pull out our credit cards, right? And we said, you know what? We're going to invest into that. We are going to make a decision, and we're going to buy that. And because we decided to buy that training, it's changed everything.
Absolutely, guys. Look, you're saying this is some phenomenal information. You're getting fireworks blown in your head. And what I want to let you know is that there's way more to it than that. Way more to it. If you think this is powerful, when you decide to really start getting coached by us, getting plugged into the same systems that we use, that allow our team to duplicate 10 times faster, that allow us to earn while we learn, you are then going to say, holy crap, I need this. So let's talk about the last law. The last law is called the law of vision. Okay, this is a really powerful one. All right, your vision needs to be so big that the people decide that their vision fits in it, their dreams fit in it. See, our vision in Power Quantum is to liberate people from the grip of money so that we can quantify what matters most to them. It's a vision big enough for everyone's dreams to fit in. You want to lead with that vision. But now what happens is this. I want you to imagine that this is your vision, okay? This is your vision. And you constantly tell your team about your vision. You're constantly promoting your vision. Now what happens is, remember, to build a culture, right, and to build a team, you need to have levels that lead to that vision, okay? And so you start here. Let's say you start here, right? This is called a culture. Now, what do these lines mean? The lines means events, okay? So from one event to the next, right? From one event to the next, you're constantly promoting a new goal that's going to lead everyone where? To the vision. So right now in Power Quantum, our goal here, right, is 10K in 90 days. Everyone in our Power Quantum group is on a mission to making $10,000 in 90 days. Are they going to do it? Hell yes. How confident am I? Totally confident. Why? Because they're rolling with us. That's how I know. That's how I know. I'm confident. I'm confident because we did it. Now, again, income disclaimer, results are not typical because we're not typical, all right? Now, I want you to understand this. We're fighting for that within 90 days. Once we reach that level, we're going to be fighting for something else. When we reach that level, we'll be fighting for something else that all leads where? To the vision. And every single time as new people come, they're easily able to be plugged in and fight for the same thing. That's how you lead a team. And you're probably saying, dang, that's a powerful vision. I want to be a part of that. Or you know what? I get this. I have a vision. I'm going to start implementing this into my business. There's more to it. There's more details behind this that I can't wait to share with you the moment you decide to become a part of Power Quantum. How long are you going to sit there, come to these trainings, get mind blown by these trainings, and then say, but I still don't want to get in yet? You are holding yourself back from the powerful, potent information that we constantly teach our personal members.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's what we're going to do, right, guys? In a couple of seconds, right, we're not going to make this very long. We're going to give you guys 8 minutes, okay? 8 minutes to make a decision. And a decision to what? You're saying, hold on, wait a second. What am I making a decision, all right? It's simple. You're making a decision to step into a better and beautiful future, okay? Because you wouldn't be on here if you don't want to get there, right? So you're going to make a decision in 8 minutes, and whether the decision is you're not getting in or you are getting in, whatever decision you do, I want to let you know that it will affect you. Whether it will affect you in a good way or in a bad way is totally on the decision that you make. Therefore, it's up to you. So what's going to happen here, right? We understand, right? We understand that this stuff, some of you guys are like, oh my goodness, this is a really good stuff. I've never heard of this stuff. But you know what? I don't know, right? And I want to let you know, right? Today, that goes out the window, okay? Because we are so confident in the system, right? That not only is the system going to solve two of the biggest problems that people have when they get into business, but we are so confident that as you're learning, you're going to be making money like Regina, okay? Regina made 2 sales while she was learning, right? As she's learning this stuff, and you're going to have the same ability to do that, okay? On the right, over here on this side, okay, it's going to be something that says, try out our system today, okay? We understand that before you make a real decision, that you should try something out. You want to test it out, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
You have the ability to test this trial system out today, okay? And some of you guys, I mean, with the stuff that we shared to you, I think it's well worth over $500 because this is going to be the same exact thing we're going to do to build our organization to 1,000 members, right?
Absolutely. So let's explain what this system really is. Okay?
Yeah. Why don't you
I want you guys to understand this. Like my husband said, we would be doing a disservice to you if we forced you to make a real decision. We want you to actually test this out before you make a real decision because you deserve to see if this is actually going to be for you, okay? We want to know if we're actually going to mesh well. See, this system allows you to earn while you learn. Why? In this system, you're going to be able to learn more skill sets that allow you to build your team and your business. It's going to plug you into a system that, one, allows you to be a part of our coaching program, and we will teach you more marketing skill sets, and all at the same time, you can get compensated from it. Not only that, you can take the current team that you have, plug them into the same system, and you will earn while you learn, and they're going to learn the same thing, and what happens? They begin to duplicate. They begin to duplicate because they're learning the same thing that you're learning. So what happens? Okay, I want you to imagine this is called a system right here, okay? And this system literally teaches you more team building skills. It teaches you more marketing skills. And as you go through the system, you're going to be learning so much. On top of that, you're going to be connected with our coaching program. And what does our coaching program do? Well, we talk about the topics that are taught in this system, and we show you how to really implement them. Mm-hmm. And as you start using the information taught here, what happens? You then you put it into your business, and what happens? Your business begins to grow. And as they grow, you say, hey, team, you want to learn how I grew? You need to learn this stuff here. And you bring your team through the system, and what happens? You get compensated for it as they learn, and they build their business as well. It's just a flawless system. It is a flawless system, and it's powerful. And if you want to do it, you need to click the button over here, and what's going to happen is it's going to take you to a page with a video, and I want you to just pause that video so you can continue listening to what I am saying and what the panel's about to say, and then you can wait for the timer underneath that video to go down, and something will pop up on the bottom, and you can fill out the safe and secure order form and go ahead and activate your trial membership. All right, that's exactly what I want you to do. So I want Trey to come on out here and tell everyone why they need this system and why they need Power Quantum.
Well, you need this system just because it teaches you everything. Like, that's the best way to explain it. It's all in one. teaching. Like, you will learn so much, like, stuff that you think you might already know, like, you have no idea. Like, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then Power Quantum, just the community, man. It's like you have this awesome sense of like accountability with each other, and like you develop these cool like friendships that you can like grow, and then it's like, it's just an exciting community to be a part of. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I love the way he said that, you know, you're just going to learn so much, and there's an exciting community of people. We will hold you accountable, and you bet Trey, Jenny, and Skye will all hold you accountable the moment you make the decision to get in, and we want to see you shine. Hey, Trey, real quick, can you come back on here real quick? I want
Yes.
that. Once you activated this system, how fast did you start getting a sale?
Oh my gosh, literally as soon as I implemented, like, I won't go into too much, but you'll see. There's this little thing you click on and it tells you to do something, and once you do that something, it's just, you get crazy. Like, Paulo was there. It was just insane. It blew my mind.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy. I remember that.
Yeah, literally. The system tells you what you need to do, and when you do it, like, I would say 9 out of 10 times a sale will come out, you know, which is amazing. Jenny, I want you to tell everyone why they deserve to get this system.
Well, guys, don't think of it so much about the money. Think about what you're going to learn and how you can apply that to help people, because it's very powerful information, and I've learned a lot in the little time that I've been with these guys. And then for those of you who think that there's no people, that people are not interested, just yesterday I promoted my link to the webinar. If you guys were here yesterday, over 40 people saw my link, which means that people are watching and people are interested in trying to make money. So it's just about finding the right person that's going to help them get where they want to be, like the power couple. They've helped me a lot.
Awesome. Awesome, Jenny. Thank you so much. All right, let's have Skye. Skye, I want you to come out here and tell everyone why they need this system. And as the timer's counting down, you all in the audience have about 2 minutes left to make your choice. Go ahead, Skye.
Guys, you need this system because money is materialistic. What this system provides for you is an entire new skill set, an entire new way to look at things. When I implemented this into my system, having people come up to me, asking me what I do, that feeling, man, that was overpowering, completely overpowering. That is why you need this system.
Awesome.
Bam. Awesome, dude.
So as the timer is counting down, you probably don't even know what the bonuses that you're going to be missing out, right? But I'm not even going to write them out here,
no.
right? It's totally cool, right? If you're listening out here, right, the bonuses that you're going to be missing out is if you don't make a decision, right? Not only are you going to miss out on a one-on-one personal coaching call with us, where we kind of dissect your business, we kind of go under your hood, right? And that's worth at least $297 an hour, because that's how much we charge per hour, right? Little dog over here. Even the dog wants to get in, right? But she doesn't even know how to do that, right? Because she's a dog, right? But anyways, right? You need to get in here because look, listen. You heard all these people get out here. These are real people, right? These are people who are actually getting results in their business, right? Whether it's a mind shift, whether it's a lead, whether it's a sale, they're doing it. They're doing it in a way easier way, and they're doing it in a way where it's very systematic. That all of them are confident that when they start plugging their team in, they're going to start to see massive success, right? So a couple of things you can do, right? You can get the bonuses and miss out on that, right?
Yeah.
Right? And you know what? I'm just actually, there's a couple of bonuses that I'm not even going to share with you until you get in, okay? So you're missing out on 4 bonuses, okay? And then I'll share with you what happens when you get in, okay? But you're definitely missing that one-on-one with us, okay? And I want to let you know something, okay? This stuff, all of this took us like a really long time. It took us like 7 months to understand. And you have the ability to literally take our mind. Our mind is on display, right? All of that hard work, all of the failures is on display. And there's a system that you've been looking for that's going to do exactly what you're looking for, right? To start building a team that's highly profitable, okay? You need to go ahead and click it, right? You need to go ahead and pause that video, right? We make it so hard, by the way, for them to get in because we don't want everyone to get in, all right? The guy who has the little mindset of the guy who thinks everything is scam, right? Let me ask you something. Okay, let me ask you something. If you go back to school and you have to pay $100,000 to get a degree to potentially, not even get a real job, to potentially get a job, are you going to call that a scam? Okay? You're in business. Stop calling things scams, okay? Because first of all, that's probably the reason why you're not building your team the right way, okay? Because you're just so skeptical. Get rid of it, okay? You got the value. Go ahead and click the button below. And when that timer, there's like 2 timers, a timer on top of a timer, because we really don't want everybody to get in, because we're really looking to work with people who are serious. And I know there's somebody on here who's had enough. I know there's somebody on here that says, you know what? I've been struggling. I'm pissed off. I'm frustrated. I've cried. I even told my mother that I was going to do this, and now I'm not even doing anything, okay? Everybody's making fun of me. I'm ready to make the decision. Go ahead and click it. Get started. And when you do, I promise you, just try out the damn thing. I mean, $7 for God's sakes, right? It's a scary world if you don't have $7. What's going to happen 10 years from now? You're going to be older. You're still going to be running around with like a chicken without their head, right? Still struggling to come up with $7. That's a scary place to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as the timer counts it down, we shall see who are the ones who made the decision. And if you are one of them, I want to personally congratulate you. We want to personally congratulate you and tell you that we are looking forward to meeting you. We're looking forward to going over your goals and creating a game plan on how we're going to help you accomplish them. I want you to pat yourself on the back as us and the panel, we will just clap it up for you. Those of you who made the decision, because what you did was made a decision to actually change the game of your business, to change the direction of where you're going, and to show up faster to the lifestyle of your dreams. And we want to congratulate you for that.
Absolutely. Congratulations, guys, for making that decision, right? And it's not going to show up till like probably later, because it's like we make it difficult, because we don't want people who don't have the right mindset and people who are not serious to get in, okay?
Absolutely.
We only work with serious people. So, guys, just go ahead and click the button below. If you get in, you can expect a call, and you can expect to succeed here, and you can expect to have a plug-and-play system.
Yes.
It's going to do the hard work for you, right? And it's going to allow you to learn and earn at the same time. All right, with that being said, guys, there's no more here for us to say, right?
No more here.
We're going to kind of get out of here, all right? And congratulations for those who made a decision. I promise you that you're next.
Bye.
Okay, cool.